Mahakumbh, Mahamess, Mahapolitics. In the sea of faith, was there an attempt to cover up incompetence? Allegations of Operation Whitewash over the Delhi Stampede. Many lapses led to the loss of 18 lives. Lapse 1. Overselling tickets. 1,500 general or unreserved tickets to Prayagraj were being sold every hour on Saturday. This when all trains to Prayagraj were fully booked and waitlisted. Lapse 2. Overcrowding due to delayed trains for Prayagraj. Lapse 3. Miscommunication which led to panic. To meet the rush, the railways announced a Prayagraj special. Special train announcements are typically made well in advance. However, this one was done abruptly, without prior notice, causing panic. Lapse 4. 2 trains to the Kumbh city had similar names, Prayagraj Express and Prayagraj Special, which was announced without prior notice. This led to confusion amongst passengers who did not know which train was theirs. Lapse number 5. More than 70% of the Railway Protection Force personnel deployed at the New Delhi railway station was sent to Prayagraj for crowd management. Lapse number 6. An attempt to hide, deflect and delay. This was the Executive Director Railways addressing the press when hospitals had already confirmed news of deaths.
कुछ समय के लिए वहाँ पर यात्रियों की संख्या काफ़ी अधिक हो गई थी और जिसके चलते वहाँ पर भीड़ अधिक हो गई और कुछ लोगों के बेहोश होने की सूचना हमें प्राप्त हुई है। रेल सुरक्षा बल और राज्य के रेल पुलिस के लोगों ने जो लोग बेहोश हुए उनको स्थानीय अस्पताल ले गए हैं और बाकी अभी सिचुएशन कंट्रोल में है।
The Delhi Lieutenant Governor Vinay Kumar Saxena first tweeted out news of deaths, then edited his own tweet deleting deaths confirmation.
देखिए, जहां तक व्यवस्था का ट्रैफिक तो पूरी तरह चरमराया हुआ वो आप सबसे छुपा हुआ है। कल मैं आजमगढ़ से आ रहा था, सहसों से शहर आने में मुझे 6 से 7 घंटे लगे रात में।
हमारे जितने भी विपक्ष हैं उनकी बौखलाहट है क्योंकि कुंभ जैसी इतनी बड़ी व्यवस्था में जहां पे इन सब लोगों ने अपेक्षा ऐसी करी थी कि उत्तर प्रदेश में जब इतना बड़ा कुंभ आयोजित होगा कि कोई ना कोई ऐसी चीजें हम लोगों के सामने आएंगी जिस पे सरकार को घेरा जाएगा, लेकिन वहां पर भी ये सब लोगों के जो सोच थी वो विफल हुई है।
The Kumbh politics now peaking. Mamata Banerjee speaking in the West Bengal Assembly called the Kumbh Mrityu Kumbh in reference to the stampede-related deaths, criticizing Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath for providing special treatments to VVIPs while neglecting the poor.
মহাকুম্ভ আমি নাইবা বললাম, ওটা এখন মৃত্যু কুম্ভ হয়ে গেছে, মৃত্যু কূপের মতো। আমি মহাকুম্ভকে সম্মান করি, আমি শ্রদ্ধা জানাই, পবিত্র গঙ্গা মাকে আমি সম্মান করি, কিন্তু প্ল্যানিং না করে এত হাইপ তুলে এত লোকের মৃত্যু বললেন 30 জন, কথাটা কি সঠিক? কত ডেড বডি ভাসিয়ে দিয়েছেন নদীতে?
Meanwhile, the NGT has raised concerns about rising fecal bacteria levels in the Ganga at Prayagraj. The report filed on February 3rd indicates a significant rise in fecal coliform bacteria during the Kumbh Mela. NGT has now asked Yogi government to explain measures taken in response to the rising pollution levels.
बड़े पैमाने पे व्यवस्थाएं खराब हैं वहाँ पर। दुख इस बात का है कि मुख्यमंत्री जी ने ये कहा कि हम 100 करोड़ लोगों का इंतजाम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन कुछ ही करोड़ पहुंचे हैं लोग, सब व्यवस्था खराब हो गई, भगदड़ मची, लोगों की जान गई।
इंतजाम बहुत बेहतरीन है और जनता उसका वेलकम कर रही है। महाकुंभ में आस्था की डुबकी लगाने वालों का जनसैलाब लगातार प्रयागराज की ओर आ रहा है।
Politics on that as well. Top focus on To The Point this evening. All right, viewers, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Chaudhary. So the question that we're raising is that even as and we should pay abeyance to the biggest festival of faith, where it comes down to humanity, questions need to be asked on what is going wrong. And number one, Is there an attempt to cover up, especially with what happened in the Delhi Stampede at the railway station? We gave out all the lapses. Let me give you another one. Lapse number 7, we've already counted 6. And that is that the first distress call that went to the fire department that there was a stampede at the railway station went at 9:55 p.m. The stampede, as per railway authorities, admittedly later though, was at 9:10 p.m. So a good 45 minutes later. Was there an attempt with what the opposition alleges, a whitewash to try and cover up what went down? We'll also bring in all the politics that's coming in. One, just a short while back, in the Assembly of West Bengal, Mamata Banerjee labelled the Mahakumbh as a Mrityu Kumbh because of the number of people who've died during the Mahakumbh celebrations. On the other hand, you've had the former Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister, Akhilesh, blame the current Chief Minister, Yogi Adityanath, for what he called was pollution levels at the back of the NGT report, which says very high fecal levels where it came down to the Ganga at Prayagraj. Let's cut across right now to our guest this evening. Reena Gupta, National Spokesperson, Aam Aadmi Party; Tuhin Sinha, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party; Bhavya Narasimha Murthy, National Spokesperson, Congress; Garga Chatterjee, General Secretary, Bangla Pakho. Tuhin Sinha, a couple of things. Let's hark back. We'll get on to the politics of it, but just basic questions that need to be asked, and I'm sure you will hear them out, with what happened at the Delhi railway station and the stampede that took place on Saturday night. Tuhin Sinha, would you reckon that somewhere down the line there has been an attempt maybe to cover up to the extent, or was an attempt, which of course could not be hidden, and there are a number of indications to it. There have been lapses, grave lapses, heads need to roll, but when I tell you why there was an attempt, you had the PRO of the railways speak to India Today at about 12:50 at night, saying there were only a few people jo behosh hue the, who had fainted. There were no casualties. All of this while Tuhin Sinha, the 3 hospitals where the bodies were taken into, were already confirming the number of deaths. Number 2, would you think it's responsible for the Delhi Lieutenant Governor to tweet out news of death and then immediately edit it and seem to suggest that there were no deaths that had taken place? The lapses, on the other hand, are glaring.
Good evening, Preeti. Good evening, everybody. 2 questions, 2 broad questions. Has there been a lapse? Yes, from all accounts that are now coming out, that have come out in the last couple of days, there have been glaring lapses. Number 2, was there any attempt to hide the truth? No, there was absolutely no attempt to hide the truth. The Lieutenant Governor had tweeted around 15 deaths by midnight on that day. The only reason one can delete is when one feels that, the figure may not be authentic, and you have to give him the benefit of doubt. By morning, we came to know there were 18 deaths. So broadly, there were 3 additions, which happens in an evolving situation. I don't think we should suspect everybody over here. If the certain PRO at midnight has said there were no deaths, obviously, in the 2-member committee which has been formed and which is investigating all aspects, his role will also be probed. Was there a 40-minute delay in sounding out the fire brigade? That will also be probed. But I don't think there has been any attempt at hiding anything. More than 3,000 special trains have ferried passengers in the last 5 weeks. Yes, this particular episode involving confusion and chaos at the New Delhi station is extremely anguishing, but we will reach the bottom of it very soon, and action will be taken, accountability will be held. As far as the change of platform is concerned, I think all railway authorities have been very consistent on that. There was no change of platform, but yes, there were 2 special trains, and they could have been, better informed. The people could have been better informed. Whether there was confusion created by, the announcement, that is again a subject matter of investigation right now.
All right. We're going to come back to Tuhin Sinha. Fair point you've raised. Also, the tweet by the Railway Minister, Ashwini Vaishnav, who seemed to suggest that there was unprecedented crowds. Tuhin Sinha, many would think that what is unexpected, unprecedented would be possibly the earthquake that took place, and not, crowd surge at the railway station, where we already know crores are coming in from all across the country to go in for the holy dip. So that should have been management. That's not unprecedented or unexpected. That's bad management. I'll come back to you, sir. Allow me to get in all our guests, and then we'll come back.
Just 20 seconds.
Make your point.
Tending to agree with you. The crowd management, which was put in place immediately after that, the next day, should have ideally been put in place much before. And for that, again, like I said, the role of officials, whether they were cognizant of the handling of the crowd, all of that is a subject matter of investigation right now.
Okay, all right. If heads will roll, and to what level will they roll, is the big question. And trust us, we'd be keenly following that. Veena Gupta, I want to bring you in. Why the politicization of it? Where you had your government in Delhi, at the back of it, now suddenly there is an incident which is tragic that has taken place, and the Aam Aadmi Party has jumped as vultures to try and politicize it. Why politicize it? That's the allegation by the BJP.
Preeti, this is the most, Bharatiya Janata Party government at the center is the most incompetent government we've had in the history of our country. And on top of that, they are also very, very brazen. When you ask them questions, bhai itne logon ki mrityu kyun ho gayi? They'll start calling you anti-Hindu. They'll call you anti-Sanatani. You're saying why there is such mismanagement in the Kumbh Mela. Again, you're not allowed to ask questions. This is not the first time that there has been such an accident in the railways. I'm just looking at in last 12 months, Preeti, there have been accidents in Pushpak Express, Suryanagri Express. There was an accident in Kozhikode, Balasore, we lost 300 people. In Bengaluru, Chennai Express, there was an accident. So this is not the first mishappening. It's accidents after accidents after accidents. And what has the government done? Nothing. They will always find somebody to blame. Itne log kyon pahunch gaye wahan pe? On one end, they will advertise the event and they will invite everybody to come. Their own ministers brazenly, Mr. Nishad from UP is saying, itni badi event hoti hai to choti moti durghatna to ho jati hai. Another minister is saying ki itne sare log kyon pahunch gaye? As if people going there is the fault of the people, not the fault of the government. So this government is incompetent. They are brazen. Why is nobody's head rolling? Has anybody been suspended? Why is the railway minister not resigning? This is not the first time. I mean, it's accidents after accidents. Who will take responsibility? It's the responsibility of the people of this country. Then why are they showing up in such big numbers? So,
all right, Bhavya, I want to go across to Bhavya Narsimha. I want to go back to Bhavya Narsimha Murthy, National Spokesperson, Congress. Bhavya, the Congress has come out in full strength, especially the Youth Congress wing in Delhi, to protest what they allege is an Operation Whitewash at the Delhi railway station with the stampede that took place. Many are also alleging, Bhavya, that all of this is just pure politicization. A tragic accident takes place and the Congress jumps in, like the Aam Aadmi Party, to milk it politically. Accidents happen. It's how they are managed.
Accidents happen? You think this was just another accident and they were completely equipped to handle this crowd? I'll tell you how many, the CCTV cameras, they are defective. There are narrow staircases. The whole station was not equipped for thousands of passengers here. And the RPF, the Railway Protective Force, they announced 2-3 Kumbh Mela trains within 12 minutes, due to which the stampede started. Instead of saying that the opposition or AAP or Congress is milking it politically, politicizing it, why doesn't this railway minister resign? Doesn't he have any ounce of ethics? Shouldn't he take some ethical responsibility? He didn't do that in the past. So many accidents happened. That didn't happen. Come on. Narendra Modi's cabinet, almost every minister is shameless in that manner. Starting from demonetization to COVID handling, people died. Migrants died walking hundreds of kilometers on foot. But they didn't have numbers. Kumbh Mela stampede happened recently. They don't have numbers. Now, railway minister doesn't want to even resign. When in New Delhi railway station, this big number of deaths happen, and they don't even care, and they're saying we are politicizing. No, we are speaking for the people people, and yeah, aren't they all Hindus again? Oh, poor Hindus their lives don't value to you, right? Kumbh Mela, who died? In the Stampede, the Hindus died. So you people are killing Hindus then. You don't care about the lives of Hindus then. I honestly believe the minute the railway minister takes the responsibility and resigns, that's when you can, after that, if we speak about it, and every officer.
Ma'am, there's a problem with your audio. We're going to try and fix it. Anyway, I need to go to Garga Chatterjee. Garga Chatterjee, Mamata Banerjee using the State Assembly to label the current Mahakumbh as Mrityu Kumbh. Is it going a bit far? Because some suggest that this is on the ongoing battle that Mamata Banerjee is fighting within West Bengal when it comes down to the communal tug pulling, especially after Saraswati Puja.
So I am a Hindu Bengali in West Bengal, and we have very large festivals here. Very recently, Gangasagar Mela happened, where crores of people came. There were no, when I looked at these visuals for the first phase of the Kumbh Mela and then the shocking scenes which came thereafter, the first thing which struck me was, what is this VIP range, VIP area for reaching gods? And for everything from Adani to Amit Shah, whoever, VIP. So some people with affiliations to BJP or people who fund BJP or have the funds in this Bikoshito Bharat funds good enough, they are apparently, their sins can be washed away by greater payment. First of all, this was a very strange view for me. It's a different issue, but we don't see such things in Bengal, that you have a special route to God if you pay money. Number one. Number two, these deaths, this Kumbh Mela is a Rashtriyo Mela. It has been designated as a Rashtriyo Mela. Ample funds have been given to it. Okay, we have Gangasagar Mela with crores of people. Because it's a Hindu Bengali festival in Bengal, BJP, of course, the center gives no funds. That's okay. That's their attitude. But with ample funds and everything at the disposal of the union government being thrown at it, be it, the RPF.
So you're just saying that they could have managed this better?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, because they are in the game of self-promotion and not concern of the devotees, and this happened, it should not be called an accident, because it happened in the ages. People were
all right, okay. I want to go back to,
people were egged on to their deaths, and most importantly, till now, I want to know, forget the shameless railway minister.
Okay, quickly make your point.
I want to see how many people of the top management of the RPF have been suspended.
Okay, everyone has come up with the same question. I want to bring back...
No, not the railway minister. He will not. Because the RPF top management, because the railway board top management...
Okay, I've got it. I've understood, sir. Your point...
all have been made into BJP lackeys.
I want to bring back Tuhin Sinha into this conversation. Tuhin Sinha, there's a larger question that beckons to be asked today. While everyone, is looking at the Mahakumbh, at this massive celebration of faith, there is a lot of devotion, and that is understandably seen by the sea of humanity that is making its way into Prayagraj. The question, Tuhin Sinha, that is being asked today of the BJP is what you are actually questioning the opposition of politics, that the BJP is trying to milk this politically, calling it the, crores taking bath on an hourly basis, on a daily basis, when you can't really handle the kind of crowds that are coming in, and they are coming in as a swath of humanity, then why advertise it at the scale that you are? Kumbh nahi nahaye to... Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, first of all...
Go ahead, sir. Make your point.
First of all, it is very important to condemn the mischievous comments made by Mamata Banerjee today. If you think of it, there are still about 1 crore, there would be about 1 crore or somewhere, in the vicinity of 1 crore of devotees in Prayagraj. Imagine the kind of panic she wanted to spread among the devotees when she uses terms like Mahakumbh is Mrityu Kumbh. And any responsible national leader should refrain from such such pathetic words. Now, when it comes to Mahakumbh, I would say this with responsibility. We have not politicized Mahakumbh. If there are certain numbers that are being, given out, those are through a drone technology, which, kind of takes factors in all the people who have taken the dip. And those figures are being made public. Yes, till now we had not anticipated that a Mahakumbh of the scale would have been managed. But if you travel there, in fact, if any those news people who have traveled there will tell you that the VIP area, so-called VIP areas, because there is no VIP area. If there is a VIP area, it's only because of security reasons. Certain people, like even for that matter, if DK Sivkumar comes to take a dip, the protocols and the security have to be maintained. The same applies for a Sachin Pilot. The same applies for other, opposition leaders also. Because if there is no security, that would lead to another kind of catastrophe. So the areas segregated for them are completely away from the ones where the people are taking the dip. And I don't think that, it has led to any chaos or any problem, which is something your own correspondent Gaurav Sawant has corroborated from there.
No, Tuhin Sinha, 1 second. No, that's not true. 1 second. There are multiple reports that have come in. Even my colleague Gaurav Sawant detailed very clearly on the lapses that took place on that fateful night where over 30 people are dead. Just a correction, but you can make your point. Finish your point, sir. Then I'm going to take closing comments.
No, the arrangements, like I said, are way better than many of these people would make you believe. But yes, I mean, this kind of a crowd, is always difficult to handle. I think the government has done a brilliant job till now in handling the crowd, barring that one night, where 2 hours, where, there was chaos. And that chaos was, again, because, certain police officials were not persuasive enough. People who were sleeping on the ghats were not.
Tuhin Sinha, I think we're all in a position right now to admit. I think we will, justify it, and we're all in a position to admit that it wasn't just 2 hours, it was more than 2 hours. There wasn't one stampede on that night, there were 2 stampedes. But, now there's been a third at the Delhi railway station. But I'll come back to you, sir. Allow me to take closing comments. 30 seconds, please. Can I get in the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson first? Go ahead, sir, ma'am.
See, Preeti, it's not just one stampede, as you said. There have been several fire incidents. And this whole idea, nowhere in Hinduism it says that haves and have-nots will have access to God in a different way. So on one hand, you've created this VIP ghat where you're calling journalists, you're calling influencers for them to make these reels and portray as if everything is rosy and bright. On the other hand, the common people are having to walk miles and miles. There's mismanagement, there's traffic jams, there's exorbitant rent-seeking behavior from the devotees. So it's a grossly mismanaged event. But Bharatiya Janata Party will not accept.
Okay, I want to quickly take another.
And they will not.
I just want to add, incidents like fire will take place in a massive festival like this. It's the largest festival where humanity is concerned. It's how it's managed. And to give it a benefit of doubt, the government did manage the incidents of fire very well. They're bound to happen. They did a great job. That actually should be publicized. But they cannot shirk responsibility and questions at the back of the stampedes. Very quickly, can I bring in the Congress spokesperson, Bhavya Narasimhamurthy? 30 seconds, ma'am.
The whole attitude of BJP and its cabinet minister was actually shown by the spokesperson here. He measures their so-called accident in terms of number of hours and number of nights. 1 night, 2 hours. But we will measure in the number of lives lost. If only he had said that, yes, they should have looked into it. There was lapse in the security, then we would agree. And look at their the way they're taking it so lightly when it comes to lives of the poor. The same thing about railway minister. If he doesn't resign this time, we are going to protest, and this has to go up, and every Indian should understand what is
30 seconds, ma'am. I'm running out of time. There's a reason I'm giving in the BJP little more time on this shows, because there are 3 of you. 3 of you against 1. Garga Chatterjee, 30 seconds, sir. Please make your point.
I would like to, with folded hands, I would like to tell the Prime Minister and UP Chief Minister, please issue normal death certificates and not random chits of paper to the people who have been killed, I would say, in the Kumbh Mela area during this time, because their bereaved family has to move on, and there are various things which needs to be done. Number 1. Number 2, what the BJP spokesperson said, could he have said, if he was surrounded by a crowd only of the survivors of those stampedes, could he have said that? Could he have gone there without arms? And thirdly, I understand some opposition, BJP leader, etc. Why does Adani need security? Who is he afraid of?
All right. 30 seconds.
Giving
Tuhin Sinha,
security
closing.
doesn't
You've
mean
had
the
enough
public should
questions
be
coming
ignored.
in from the three spokespersons. Tuhin Sinha. And then I'm going to close the show.
I will repeat that there is no attempt to hide anything when it comes to the train stampede. And in a couple of days, we should have the conclusive report by the 2-member committee, and accountability will be fixed. I will repeat that for a government which has put its heart and soul into making this a success, the death or even an injury to a single person is extremely anguishing. Accountability will be fixed, and we will ensure that the remaining 7 days are absolutely spot-free.
All right.
But
Okay, I appreciate.
I think, political leaders like Mamata Banerjee should be a little more careful when they use such derogatory terms for Hindu festivals, because I'm sure they will not have the courage to do that for any other religion.
All right. On that note, I'd like to close this bulletin. I appreciate all four of you for joining us. For somebody who has covered multiple Kumbhs, I would say there is no God at the Kumbh. The river is the God, and the river stands testimony to all that takes place. And I think we should just keep that in mind.